Hello everyone and welcome back to Rising Phoenix Racing League. We are here, it's season 5, round number 2 of F1, and I forgot to put F1 in the title. Stupid me. Oh well. I'm just going to edit that now. But anyway, we're back, F1. We're here for Baku, which is a fun one, should we say. Many drivers are, unfortunately, don't agree with me when they say it's one of the best leagues out there. One of the best tracks out there. But I think on this game it may have been a bit screwed over. Let's not make a comment on that one. Anyway, we are here. There's 12 drivers. Unfortunately, quite a few guys can't make it today. Few people on holiday, because it's the middle of August, it's summer, and you can understand that. And I think I may have accidentally unsubscribed from Rising Phoenix on my own YouTube account. That's peak. Oh no, the stream just hasn't shown up. There we go. This is F1, guys, just to let you know. So hello and welcome to the stream today. Yeah, quite a few drivers are unfortunately out at the moment, so you have to understand situations and stuff. Obviously, with the virus I don't want to name due to monetization, plus holidays and all other stuff. It's what you expect from a middle of August race. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on the normal chat and Discord whilst we go through today's race. Well, F1 at least. I would care about F2. Anyway, let's go through the drivers and constructors standings whilst we're here, because I do believe that's a good place to start. We'll also be watching TJ for his lap. Anyway, currently in first in the standings is LR Lyronics after he took a really good win, 25 points as well in the bag for him and his team Red Bull. Following that is XL Neo and Bazooka Joe, both the Renaults with 18 and 15 respectively. Then following that is D Spreen, who took home 12 points from last week's race. His teammate also scoring points as well. Then we have Deadwood Bear on 10, TJ on 8, Flex Master on 6, Head Wedge on 4, Beaverman on 2, Buttons Back on 1, and TRT James also on 1 after he picked up fastest lap. So still no point. Well, unfortunately, after the first round, no points scored from either of the Mercedes, either of the McLarens, or the AlphaTauris, or even the Williams, in fact. Meaning that there's still a hell of a lot to play for in this round. And moving on to the constructors very, very quickly. Renault do lead with 33 points. Following them, with a 2-point gap, is Red Bull Racing. In third is Force India, Racing Point with 14. In fourth with 10 points is Ferrari. In fifth with 8 is AlphaTauri. And in sixth with 1 is Haas. Anyway, let's get on with today's race. Yes, there will be an F2 stream, that there always is, as long as Nico shows up. But Nico will be there, he's our F2 commentator, and yeah, so hope you enjoy F1 or F2, depending on which you're watching. I think F2 should have a much fuller grid today than F1. Got a few new drivers as well coming through the ranks who have just joined F2. Some returning faces such as Gypsy George and a guy called Blackwell. Both of them very nice guys who think are making their debut for F1 2020 today. That's a tongue twister. F1 2020 today. Yikes. If you're in England today, you'd know the heat wave has kind of died down a bit, especially if you're in the southern parts of England. Yeah, it feels a lot warmer. Sorry, a lot colder, but the air is still nice and warm out there. You know, you can still go and enjoy it. But luckily, it's a good time to race, as we see TJ come through the 139.2. Following him will be dun 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 Head Wedge with a 139.4. Only 2 tenths off the Alpha Tauri versus the Alfa Romeo. It'll be interesting to see a good fight between those two today. But obviously, as this track evolves, we could expect a hell of a lot more. Possibly even into the 137s, I'm expecting. Obviously, we're looking at one guy who could be a favourite for the title this season, XL Neo, as Legend did put in a 137.9. Anyway, we'll keep on with Neo to see if he can improve on his own time and go and beat Legend. Currently aiming to take pole. Ironics, one of the few drivers to have started with the medium tyres, as well as Beaverman, Deadwood Bear, Cassix and Chaos. Anyway, XL Neo comes through the 137.6, which does put him on pole at the moment. Ironics for 139.8, Bazooka drove a 140.6, which is then not beaten by T-Funky, who gets a 140.8. So at the moment, quite a wide spread on lap times as Deadwood Bear gets himself a 141.6. Cassix, his lap was invalidated a little bit earlier. The Beaverman is just about to enter the last, or has just entered the last sector, which is basically just one straight. So quite a few guys so far with decent laps, and that was a first lap from Cassix there as he went through and set a 140 dead on. Meaning the gap to leader at the moment for most drivers is just, it is over a second. It's actually mainly in the 2-second margin here. XL Neo and Legend both looking like the guys to beat today. Obviously, if Lyronics and Cassix have both chosen the medium tyres, they can go quicker. It's all about getting your turns right and making sure you go as far to the edge as possible without crashing into a wall, without exceeding track limits. You know, Baku was probably one of the hardest tracks to get right, aside from Monaco. And, you know, probably Vietnam. And we do have a Flex Marcel fan in the comments. I wonder if Flex Marcel can pick up some good points here today. See, at this rate, only 2 drivers won't be picking up points today. So it really all depends on their first flying lap, as T-Funky did improve his time to 140.3. Do wonder if anyone else will come back out and possibly set a second lap. But I think only T-Funky looks like he will be. TJ already coming back out though, as Beaverman has just set his own personal fastest, well, the fastest second sector there, as he comes onto the back straight. Quite a lot of ERS yet to use, just under 50% now. So you want to be able to, you know, be in the late 8th gear. However, Beaverman only able to get a 141.2, which really is not a good time at the moment. Both him and Deadwood Bear must be looking at their times and really must be dreading trying to beat them. However, they both are on mediums, so there's always a chance. As Flex Marcel is basically at the start finish straight. Chaos, on the other hand, is just about to enter the castle section, which is probably the most dangerous corner on the whole calendar. Not just in real life, but in the game as well. And with an awful engine, there's no doubt you'd hate it. Now, apparently Beaverman didn't set a lap, which I'm really confused on. But currently we are seeing chaos here. I believe he's actually right behind his teammate. Yes, he is. So he's going to get slipstream here. I don't know if it's intentional, but Legend really going to lend his teammate a hand here. I mean, you can see just how close both of the Mercedes are. This could put Chaos in quite a high position as he puts himself into third, 139.1. And that'll be him. A nice position there. Oh, Beaverman's ended up in a wall. Moving on. Deadwood Bear on an out lap, whilst Flex Marcel here is coming down the back straight. It's going to be a 139.0, just in front of Flex Marcel. Not Flex Marcel, just in front of Chaos. Which means Flex Marcel makes it a 1, 2, 3, all different teams at the moment. And the Mercedes, who are yet to score any points, have now been separated. Quite a few drivers though are on laps. One of those including is Legend. As well as not... Oh, did TJ just improve his lap time? I believe he may have done. Oh no, he's just trying to improve it now. There's a little bit of contact with the wall there as Kasich and TJ have just collided. Kasich's gaining a 5-place grid penalty, which is really going to hinder him and his team. As Headwedge puts himself on third now for 138.8. Very surprised at that time. I wonder if anyone can beat it as Legend. Looking like he may go into the pits here. So we're going to switch off and over... Who are we going to switch over to? We're going to switch over to Lyronics here. So I believe Neo is actually on a lap right now. So we're going to look... I'm actually just going to have this set up so we can go see Neo almost instantly. Oh yes, let's take control of Neo's car. Let's not do that. If I'm correct, yeah, he's just entering one of the final few corners. Obviously, he's got to beat his 137.6 to be able to set a brand new lap time. That's how lap times work, people. We've only 6 minutes left. I'm not really sure if he needs to set a brand new lap. It actually looks like he's going to go into the pits rather than try and improve. So we're going to go back to Lyronics here. Looking good so far. I believe this is going to be a 138.7. Which puts him into third, with his teammate currently down in fifth. So Kasich with a 5-place grid penalty though does need to really improve on his time. If he doesn't, he is going to have hell to pay. As those 5 places are really important, especially with such a small grid. Yeah, Kasich just needs to improve a hell of a lot. T-Funky and Bazooka Joe both on laps as well. So is Deadwood Bear, who's currently sat dead last. As Kasich is a 138.8, is almost the exact same time as Headwedge, his teammate. Currently Bazooka Joe quite close to finishing his lap here, as he's midway through the second sector. At the moment he's sat nicely in 10th place. However, his teammate currently in first. So it's like a slow exit from that corner is Bazooka Joe. And at the moment, he's got a second sector that's as good as his first. However, with... wow, well, Neo's just... okay, no, that was earlier. Never mind. No, DRS, Bazooka Joe is forfeiting his lap here. He could have improved, however, I don't believe he is going to try to. And drivers will have to get out for their final laps very, very soon. The one is currently on out laps. They're playing a big risk here. I do wonder if their risk can pay off. Beaverman though, just coming to the end of the second sector. We're going to compare his times as well. His first sector is 8 tenths quicker, second sector 9 tenths quicker, which means already a 1.7 second gain on his previous lap, which means he'll be in the 139s, putting him inside the top 10, knocking Bazooka Joe right out of it. With DRS on full blast, it's going to be a 139.3, and it splits up both the Alfa Romeos. However, I am expecting TJ here to possibly go and set another lap. I'm unsure if T-Funky will, but TJ looks to be on a flyer. As the yellow flag in Sector 1, as Beaverman has ended himself in a wall. Don't know if he may have locked up, or if he just ended up yeeting himself. Either or, he's happy with his lap, I guess. Or maybe he's not. Who knows? But TJ here, not aiming for the pit lane, as he sets a 139 dead on, pushing himself in front of Chaos, who I believe is on a lap, however has his teammate quite close behind. So Chaos needs to improve on the 8th position he already has, as Bazooka Joe retires as well. TJ and T-Funky also opting to retire, as T-Funky also improved his lap to 139.3. Really, really close between him and Beaverman. Deadwood Bear, one of the last drivers coming out of the pits as well. With many people on outlaps, Chaos will probably be one of the last few to actually set his lap, or one of the first few to actually set his lap and then retire of this gang. Flex Marcel, one of the same as well. And you want the track to be at its optimal condition, and considering, you know, it's almost the end, it should be. Unless it's getting rainy, but it doesn't look like there's rain here, does it? Does it really? As Chaos comes through the 138.9, which is only good enough to put him in front of Flex Marcel. However, that could be enough for a good launch from the start here. As we move to Flex Marcel, the German driver. Well, apparently German, I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe he's not. It's a German flag, okay? Don't at me. She does even have a German flag. Oh god, no. Yeah, he does. Okay. Okay. I'm calling him a German driver. If I'm wrong, I apologise. GP2 seems to be quite lively at the moment as well. Meanwhile, in the F1 chat, nothing's going on because everyone's currently setting laps. Yo guys, is there rain in the race? I pray not. Flex Marcel, will he be able to improve his time? I'm unsure. I need to 138.7. So it's quite a big improvement there. I mean, we can see how many drivers are in such a small little space there. But Flex puts himself onto the podium at the moment. Obviously, podium of quali. but there isn't a road. You know what I meant. I think the next drivers to come through will be Legend and Chaos. Chaos there, giving Legend a really big boost. He's gone to move out of the way. I think both of them are trying to improve their lap times. Chaos unable to, but Legend just keeping second. As X Del Neo comes through with another stonking lap time. Deadwood Bear puts himself in 11th. Lyronix into 3rd. Which means Cassix and Headwedge are the last two drivers yet to set a lap. I think Headwedge isn't actually trying to improve. I believe he's possibly going to try and help his teammate here. Unless they both have fuel problems. Headwedge, don't you dare go in the pits. Cassix able to beat Flex Marcel. And Headwedge comes across the line as well. Anyway, the starting grid looks to be Neo in 1st, Legend 2nd, Lyronix 3rd, Cassix, who will take a 5-place grid penalty, Flex Marcel, Headwedge, It's Always Chaos, TJ, T-Funky, Beaverman, Deadwood Bear, and last but certainly not least, Bazooka Joe. And most drivers actually in quite close proximity here, especially, these four. I think there could be a really good battle as well amongst the whole field, so I'm quite excited to see that. Anyway, we're about to jump into the race, and at this point it's where I tell you we are sponsored by Bees Knees Tees. Now, for those who don't know, Bees Knees Tees is our sponsor. They sell really great t-shirts, so go check the link on our Twitter page or in the description if I've put it in there yet, and go buy yourself a t-shirt. They're really cheap, really affordable, really good as well. So I wouldn't recommend them to you lot, if they weren't actually really good. So I'm just saying, go check it out because they are pretty feckin' good. And I thank them for sponsoring today's stream. Well, every stream, but whatever. Anyway, it looks like I really can't tell if it's rain or if it's just really overcast. We'll obviously see when we see tyres, but it looks to be just overcast at the moment. However, rain does look likely. Deadwood Bear and Bazooka Joe both chosen hards, the rest forced to go on softs, which could be quite interesting. See, due to his penalty, Cassix has been moved down to 9th position, which means he'll have to play the catch-up game here. Flex Marcel moved up to 4th, Headwedge up to 5th as well. Chaos been moved to 6th, with TJ and T-Funky up to 7th and 8th. As for pit stops, I don't think they're going to matter because it looks like it could rain. Also looks like today we will be having some really good battles because 4 full teams are here ready to pick up some points. So I really do think some of these teams will be getting very high points, especially some over 10 at least. But at the moment, Red Bull looks in the most comfortable position. Both of the Mercedes as well in quite decent positions. As long as Chaos can just get past Headwedge, he's probably going to be able to get into the top 5 positions and be able to challenge Flex Marcel or Lyronix. TJ and T-Funky look like they'll be able to pick up solid points as well. Unfortunately though, both of them are quite close to each other, which means that could lead to some fighting. And unfortunately for the Renaults, One's right at the front, one's right at the back. Which means if Neo fails, it could mean that there's a massive catch-up job for the Renault team. Anyway, our drivers are now lining up at the start-finish straight. Well, the start-finish line. The straight's feckin' massive. And we are ready to go for Rising Phoenix round number 2. Could we get 2 winners from 2 races? And if so, who is going to be the winner here today? Will it be Lyronix again? Will it be Neo? Or will it be the 5 red lights? Getting ready to go racing. As eventually we will lead off. And it looks to be a very, very good start there from Lyronix. Head wedge up into 4th. Beaverman able to overtake quite a few drivers as Neo has got a pretty decent lead already. Chaos able to overtake Flex Marcel, as both of the medium drivers currently are not able to do much. Deadwood Bear actually overtaking T-Funky. It's T-Funky's teammate TJ. Ooh, tries to get on the inside of Beaverman. Very, very clean move there from Deadwood Bear just behind as well. As T-Funky losing out to Bazooka Joe, and oh my gosh. Is it just me who sees it as this dark? Because on the stream it's surely... Like, hopefully it's a bit lighter on stream. No, it is quite dark on stream. I'm not going to fiddle around my brightness settings just yet, but I will do for next race. I'll turn the brightness up for you all. Because I think it's the second race now where we stream like this, and it's just been so blooming dark and overcast. So I can probably do it right about now. No, I can't. No, unfortunate. Oh, Gamma. There we go. As XL Neo just goes through and sets the fastest lap of the race so far, obviously being lap 1. It's going to be the fastest lap of the race unless he gets an invalidation. Legend currently second, Lyronix in 3rd, Head Wedge doing well in 4th, Chaos in 5th, Marcel down to 6th, as we have a little bit of a gap to 7th and 8th, who look to be battling at the moment. Obviously they're quite close to each other. A move not able to be made by TJ just yet. Deadwood Bear and Bazooka Joe though, both playing the long game here it seems. On the hards, they're probably going for a 1-stop. Which is to be expected, however, if either of them get wing damage, that could lead to absolute disaster. Which is really why the 2-stop is more widely used, as well as the fact that it's quite a bit faster, as all Chaos here has made a big mistake and has somehow caused a safety car. Well, that's awkward. And he doesn't actually have a front wing, so yeah, he's going to need to go into the pits. And it's a free pit stop if anyone wants it. And under safety car, you kind of get that option of a freebie. Chaos does need to be careful though about his speed, because he's going so close to these walls. And it's obvious Chaos will be going on the pits, but every other driver joining them as well. Except Deadwood Bear and Bazooka Joe. So we Deadwood Bear leading, Bazooka Joe second, Neo third, Lyronix in 4th. Legend's been screwed over as he is in 5th now. Headwedge out in 6th. Beaverman will take 7th. TJ will take 8th. Flex Marcel 9th. Chaos in 10th. Cassix in 11th. And T-Funky will take 12th. Quite a few different strats too. Cassix and Lyronix have both chosen the hard, so they possibly could be going to the end. Or till any possible wet weather comes. And hello Jack Harvey. Welcome to the stream today. Whereas everyone else has chosen mediums, which is kind of odd. I wasn't expecting that. However, if you want to go watch F2, there actually is rain. And bloody has a lot of drivers in F2. Yes, if you want rain, go to F2. If you want this, watch F1. Anyway, will the safety car be in this lap? I mean, all the drivers are there, but normally it does last. The lap it comes in, the lap the safety car's called, 1 lap for basically everyone to pit. Well, that's normally what happens, and then the final lap of the race. Why don't you get rain? Because we don't have rain at the moment, it's dry. Well, it's overcast. It's dynamic weather, you know, it's not based off what's in Baku. Even though that'd be a cool idea. So I'm going to think about that. However, if that's the case, you know, it could always be sunny, or it could always be rainy. Just depends on the weather. I literally died in the rain. I feel that. So no safety car coming in this lap. Clearly, considering everyone's still here. And with everyone being so close to each other, it's all up to Deadwood Bear and Bazooka Joe to set the pace. Bazooka Joe obviously has his teammate behind him who probably knows his Twicker. So Bazooka Joe can play his cards right, get as close to Deadwood Bear as possible. You know, really helping his teammate by quite a bit by letting him get as close as possible. As somehow Chaos and Flex Marcel have overtaken each other. Oh, guys, can you stop? Cheers. So it could be pretty interesting. I mean, Bazooka Joe could use that opportunity and guys, stop overtaking each other. I mean, if Bazooka Joe does do what I said and stays as close as possible to Deadwood Bear, he could let XL Neo get even closer and be within a possible margin to overtake on the first or even second lap after the safety cars come in. So, with over a 1.2 second gap, oh never mind, that's just closed down a hell of a lot now. And the big gap I'd worry about is the current one between the racing point of Beaverman and Headwedge. Because I think after T-Funky's early incident, which put him down in last anyway, this must have been probably the best thing he could have hoped for. As the safety car is in this lap, which leaves Deadwood Bear to bunch up the grid as much as he wants. And it looks like he's going to make his start in just a second. I'm unsure at the moment. He's slowing down just enough as Flex Marcel causes a collision with Chaos. And Deadwood Bear, I think, is now ready to race. I don't know what's going on with Chaos because TJ has also somehow hit Chaos. Going to have a look at that, but Deadwood Bear does cross the line in first. Lyronix able to get a really good start on Neo. Oh, as there's contact for both of them, trying to keep it clean. Chaos retiring from the race, unsure what happened with him. Apart from the earlier mentioned incidents. But Chaos is out as XL Neo has just lost the position again to Lyronics. Those who have been fighting for that position since the start of this lap. Flex Marcel's overtaken Beaverman, whilst T-Funky has overtaken Cassix. Deadwood Bear unable to get a good little lead at the moment. However, with both him and Bazooka Joe on the top three all on hard tyres now, there's going to be a real threat from drivers like XL Neo and Legend, who are both on the mediums, with them being the quicker tyre. It's a little lock up there from Bazooka Joe as Legend skirts past with relative ease. I think this may be the fall of Bazooka Joe as head wedge. What a move around the outside there. You don't see that move often, but I mean, and I think Bazooka Joe may be having a problem because he is losing positions left, right and centre. You know, faster drivers, but he's losing positions to drivers, you know, he probably should be racing. Flex Marcel trying to go on Bazooka Joe's inside. Already stopping him from going into the pits as Lyronics has set the fastest lap. As apparently the pit window is open, but they don't realise that everyone's just stopped. Oh, what a switch back from Cassix there. As T-Funky now down into 11th place once again. See, no DRS just yet. Lyronics was trying to make a move on Deadwood Bear, who completely missed his braking zone, moving him all the way down to 11th position. So Lyronics takes the lead, Neo in second, Legend in third, Head Wedge fourth, TJ fifth, Flex Marcel in sixth. Beaverman though down to 7th, Bazooka Joe in 8th, hasn't lost any more positions. Cassix in 9th, T-Funky 10th and Deadwood Bear in 11th. Now once the drivers come past the start finish straight again, it will signify the DRS being enabled for the first time in this race. Obviously with DRS we're going to see possibly only a few overtakes are made. I mean, Legend already looking like he's sizing up a move on. Have a little bit of history together, both of them fighting a hell of a lot in the most recent Esports Mini League 7, which XL won, unfortunately. But these two are the big fighters. There's a massive squeeze there, and Legend probably did not see that one coming. XL Neo's squeeze really wasn't helpful, and I just feel bad for Head Wedge. I mean, if you're trying to take a corner and you don't see the car there, I mean, stewards are going to have to look at that incident. And DRS apparently enabled as well. I mean, there's a blimmin' both the Mercedes as well out of today's race, with no points shared between them. I'm just telling everyone to put the incidents in instance reports, not in chat, thank you very much. As Beaverman very, very close now on Head Wedge as he's made the move around the man with the broken wing. Lyronics now in the lead with a good second gap to Neo. Neo trying to use his overtake mode to get closer to Lyronics. I think he may just be within DRS range, however, by activation point very, very close to where the DRS straight actually is. Meaning Neo is just able to use it and get within that the close proximity. As Headwedge heads into the pits. T-Funky joining him as Deadwood Bear, after his calamity, is able to make a few overtakes. Cassix is just overtaking Bazooka Joe as well. But Bazooka Joe able to use the DRS just to be able to keep up with the finish man. Meanwhile, at the front, Lyronix is being closed down by Neo. Bazooka Joe also looks to have... Oh no, that wasn't Bazooka Joe, that was Deadwood Bear, who's ended his life at the same corner once again. So you have to be careful of that on the next 18 laps or so. As Bazooka Joe and Cassix, I mean, geez, these two, cat and dog. Apparently they're just fighting constantly. But anyway, Neo, within DRS range, will be able to get that DRS as long as he stays behind for the next 2 turns. With him now behind, I think there could be a new leader before we even hit the finish line. Neo race on the back of the Ferrari. This is what Daniel Ricciardo imagined when he joined Renault a few seasons ago. Obviously that didn't come to fruition. But Neo now leads today's race. Lyronix in second, TJ in third, Flexman in fourth, Cassix in front of Beaverman and Bazooka Joe. However, Beaverman possibly could get the move back on him. Obviously, everyone on the hards here. Beaverman is at the moment the worst medium driver. Doesn't mean he actually is the worst, but you know, he's the lowest down on the mediums. Meaning there could be hell to pay for him here. Ooh, oh, is that him out? And Deadwood Bear's just retired. Beaverman as well, crashing into the barrier. Just a massive loss there as he retires as well. No safety car though. As Bazooka Joe moves up into 6th, Headwedge into 7th, and T-Funky up into 8th. Which actually only leaves teammates at this point. It's the battle between Renault, Ferrari, Renault, Alpha, the Red Bull, well, both the Alphas and the Red Bull. Just quite funny, really. You wouldn't be expecting this as a title charge, but Lyronix closing in on Neo here. Unfortunately, Lyronix unable to make a move here so far. I mean, obviously, Neo is on the faster tyre. However, Lyronix could possibly be able to make a move if he's close enough with DRS. But nobody else really seems close enough to each other. Ooh, that's a hit against the wall. Doesn't look... Oh, a 3-second time penalty as well from Neo. I think this may have caused the end of Lyronix's charge for the win. He's lost an end plate, which isn't too bad, but still a loss in speed, especially during, well, a loss of speed in corners. And, you know, your right front wing's very important for left-hand turns. And being an anti-clockwise track, Baku is basically filled of them. However, Lyronix still closing in at a relatively good speed. Neo able to get the fastest lap. See, Lyronix unable to beat it, but was closing in at the last few 100 meters or so. Meanwhile, Flex Marcel is trying his best to close in on the Alpha in front of him. He probably wants a 1-2 or at least a 2-3 for Red Bull here today. I mean, that would put them at the top of the standings, undoubtedly. Well, as long as Bazooka Joe doesn't have anything to say about it. But the only battles do seem to be these front ones. And if most drivers on the hards, you know, they're probably looking to go to the end. Bazooka Joe, the only one who actually needs to pit. And obviously the medium runners should be pitting around about lap 16, 17. But actually probably 18. And then going 8 laps on the softs. Luckily Baku doesn't have the longest pit lane, however it is quite awkward to get into. So no, with that fact in mind, Neo's got to get at least a 7 or 8 second gap to Lyronix to even think about pushing a massive charge for the win. And with that 3-second time penalty, he's going to have a lot more problems than just trying to push for the win. He probably could even lose second place if he's not careful. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Lyronix just has to try and keep as close to Neo as possible. Because he knows the closer he is, the more pressure he can put on Neo, and the closer he can stay. As Flex Marcel has actually gained up a hell of a lot to TJ here in the last lap or so. He's probably going to be able to make a move within, I'd say within the next lap. Possibly 2, but the German currently really putting the pressure on. Meanwhile, further back, there just seems to be gaps forming between Bazooka Joe and Head Wedge, as well as Kasich and Bazooka Joe. Kasich's not really making moves either to close in on Flex Marcel, as Lyronix has just lost another 7 tenths on Neo in the last 2 sectors alone. Marcel doing quite well, and he's... Ooh, that's a mess up from TJ. Mistakes like those will cost you places, as they just have for TJ. However, TJ now has the DRS. However, he does have a much slower entry to this DRS section, which means even though you may get the move, you know, just pretty probable, he will definitely have to defend on the next straight. And if he doesn't get the move, then he can still try on the next straight, but as you can see, the move not made. He's got this next straight to do, and obviously with DRS here as well, he's able to get something. However, is it enough? Only time will tell. But even with overtake, it looks like Flex has just got the raw speed to be able to stay away. Also, the trees here never used to actually come over the track from what I remember. Oh, and Kasich is retired. How the buggers has that happened then? And it's also led to a virtual safety car. I mean, apparently, oh, he's telling us that. How do you bin it there? How the buggers do you bin it there then? See Funky just using this time for a quick pit stop, you know? Because what else are you going to do with this free time? I'm assuming this virtual safety car is going to stop any second now. T-Funky getting a drive-through penalty, even though he was unfairly awarded that. Okay. He was coming out the pit lane, what could he do? But Lyronix has lost a little bit more time to Neo within that virtual safety car. Meaning that Neo most likely going to be able to get his free pit stop. Only 12 laps of this race left to go. TJ using the DRS to overtake Flex, who's gone into the pit lane. Flex probably going for the mediums once again. Not going to risk going on the softs, considering he can't last 10 laps on the mediums. Or maybe he could. Nope, he's doing mediums. Hey, mediums to the end for Flex. Apparently Bazooka Joe could be in this lap according to the game's pit window. But he's going to be under the pressure of Flex for the next few, at least the next lap or so. Head wedge also quite close to be able to make a move, and he's gaining on Flex. Oh no, he was gaining on Flex. Now he's actually losing time. But both Flex and Bazooka Joe are going to have to fight here, which means good for Head wedge because he'll close in on not only Bazooka Joe, who he'll probably be fighting for points with, but he'll also be able to close in on Flex Marcel. And you know, you always want to slow your rivals down. See, Marcel's not going to be able to make a move up into the castle section. I don't think anyone ever has. TJ's also lost quite a bit of time and is still losing time to Lyronix. But Neo into the pits. Marcel just making moves, trying to look for a good gap as TJ's in the pits. Oh, this has helped Neo so much. With TJ coming into the pits, that's one less car to overtake. And with Bazooka Joe holding up Flex, he is basically safe. TJ obviously went into the pits, and he's actually going to beat Flex out of it as well. Or at least I believe he is. Nope, he's not. He's lost to both Bazooka Joe and Head wedge as well, which puts both the Alphas 6th and 7th. So Lyronix now has a 13.1 second gap, which he has to stop closing down. However, Neo has chosen the mediums, so from what we've seen earlier, it could take a hell of a lot for Neo to go and get that win. Again, especially with that 3-second time penalty. Yeah, you have to add that into the equation. As T-Funky looks as if he's going to get lapped. Unfortunately. We've also got a nice little battle here between Bazooka Joe, Head wedge, TJ, and of course Flex Marcel, who looks to be getting away from the pack here. And Bazooka Joe still yet to pit. Head wedge, TJ, and T-Funky all realistically could go to the end here. And Bazooka Joe obviously going for the softs at the end. There's no doubt on that one, but the question is, will he? When will he, sorry. I mean, wow, Head wedge has just gained on him so much. He's actually not got DRS here. How has he not got DRS? There wasn't an actual safety car. Flex Marcel currently has fastest lap. The Head wedge has taken the position here. Bazooka Joe now down at the 5th position. With DRS, and he's just barely gaining at all. And it looks like the sun has come up quite a bit. Meaning the track's going to be a lot drier, a lot hotter as well. Meaning for quicker racing. have a more tyre degradation. Anyway, TJ only 2.8 seconds behind now. The difference between Lyronix and XL Neo is just over 10 seconds. 10 laps to go. Lyronix just has to make sure his lap times are 10 seconds better than Neo's. That's all he needs. All he needs. However, Neo has just set the fastest lap of the race, so if you're Lyronix, don't count your eggs till they hatch. Well, no, was it don't count your chickens? I don't bloody know. Oh, and it looks like T-Funky's had a crash. We're just not going to talk about that. However, his teammate though is closing in on Bazooka Joe. T-Funky has retired. But yeah, Bazooka Joe looks as if he may be having problems here. And Baku may just not be his favourite track in the world, but he's currently being pressured by TJ. A hell of a lot. And it could be a move down the inside here from TJ. A nice little move. A clean overtake, which puts him up into 5th. And I wonder if he'll be able to close down onto Head Wedge within, well, the 9 laps that are left. Hopefully nobody's going to hit T-Funky's car. Kofa has my respect. Oh, thanks guys, I love you too. As T-Funky's left the session. Unfortunately not the most exciting race in the world, I have to say. But, you know, that's what you expect when there's a track you just don't like it. I mean, at the moment, just not much happening. There's Neo trying his best to close in on Lyronix. Marcel not really doing much either. I mean, TJ has gained a little bit to heavy head, so that is a good start, but still not much going on. I mean, XL Neo really just pushing his car all the way to the end. And he's got to, really. But he has gained more or less 3 seconds in the last 2 laps or so. You know, every single millisecond is important here. I'll actually just check lap times between the two, but Lyronix, the last few laps has been lapping, well, since, well, whenever the virtual safety car came in. It's been late 143s, early 140s. XL Neo, on the other hand, late 142, like, yes, mid to, well, low to mid 142s. Almost 1.9 seconds a lap. Well, 1.9 to 1.5. Yeah, XL Neo really just able to push his car now all the way to the end. Lyronix though, there's still a hell of a lot of hope. TJ as well. Currently able to just slightly gain onto head wedge. And as we enter lap 20, XL Neo just over 5 seconds away. And his tyres won't die at all. I mean, his tyres will be pretty pristine, actually. I do just worry for Lyronics, though. He's still got to take those tyres at 22 laps. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Flex Marcel also just chilling 20 seconds behind Neo. I think he's quite happy with third. I mean, anyone in these positions will be happy with their position. Will be happy, you know, with what they've got. I mean, to think Head Wedge before pre-season was actually in F2. You know, and thinking he didn't deserve to be in F1. Now look at him. So pretty blooming well for himself as Bazooka Joe goes on to the softs, finally. Watch Bazooka Joe now somehow win the race. Watch him. He's going to do it. No, he's not. I'm sorry, Bazooka Joe. He's just not going to win. However, he can go for fastest lap. That is probably the only thing going for him. And who actually has fastest lap at this moment in time? Fastest lap is a 1:42.1. Bazooka Joe's best lap was a 1:46.6. So Bazooka Joe will have to gain 4.5 seconds as Lyronics has gone into the pits. What? Lyronics has gone onto the softs. Neo is running away. This is actually mad. Don't know what else is going on really. I mean, Lyronics here, closing in on his teammate. He'd probably preferred this next lap where, you know, he could have at least used his teammate for something half decent, like fastest lap. But now, I don't know if Lyronics is going to do this. There's a 20-second gap. It wasn't even close. It's now a 20-second gap. I mean, maybe his tyres were that dead. But wow. He's basically just gifted Neo the win. I don't really know what to say. I really don't. And oh god, head wedge is just retired. Why the fuck is he just oh no. How on earth has this happened? How the fuckity fuck has this happened? I mean, we can't even see a Bazooka Josie so far back, but somehow he crashed here. What? How do you do that? Flex Marcel gets a free pit stop. XL Neo now loses his win. Just all the blur moments. I just don't know. Like, everyone's now going for fastest lap. Bazooka Joe's back in the race. He can still technically win. Like, the last 4 laps are going to be the best 4 laps. What? Why are you going into the pits again, Bazooka Joe? I don't even know where the safety car is. Okay, so Neo theoretically should come back out in first if he goes into the pits, because of the fact that he hasn't caught up to the safety car. So Neo gets a free pit stop, whilst everyone else still has to go super slow because nobody's caught the safety car and there is no safety car queue. Is what I believe, at least. I mean, from what Ironics is doing, that's not the case. Honestly, I'm not sure. All I can see is that XL Neo is out the pits. And he's out the pits in front of Lyronics. So this battle is going to be a battle between these two. And basically everyone else is now trying to catch up. And have they even caught the safety car yet? There we go. Flex Marcel went into the pits again. Because reasons. What is this, like a 44 stopper for most people? Stops. A 4 stopper for Flex, yep. Just, you know, your regular old 4 stopper. You definitely have those every week. Oh mate, I just did like a 5 stopper at Hungary. What are we on about? Flex, I don't think actually has any penalties, which is a weird thing to say. Right, looking at penalties, Neo has 1. Ironics has no warnings at all. TJ has a 5-second time penalty. Flex Marcel has a 5-second time penalty. Bazooka Joe has nothing. Okay, so basically, if my calculations are correct, I still have no idea what's going on. Oh dear. Is the safety car even in this lap? From what I'm guessing, it should be. No, it's not. It's staying out for another lap. Which means basically we have lap 25 and lap 26 for racing. So either Neo needs to pull something out of his arse, or Ironics has possibly got this win. Or it even could be TJ. Or Flex. Or fuck it, even Bazooka Joe. If Bazooka Joe manages to get a win, I quit. I actually quit. I'm giving Nico the F1 commentary role. Actually, I was probably going to do that anyway. Fuck it, I'll give Cobalt the F2 commentary role there. That's something for you all. I'll give Cobalt the F2 one. Bollocks to it all. Bollocks to it all. And we're just waiting for Bazooka Joe now to catch up. Imagine if Bazooka Joe gets fastest lap onto safety car. Mad. And who actually holds fastest lap again? Fastest lap is held by XL now, who are on 42.1. See, Ironics will want to stay right on his arse at all times. Reason being, if he lets Neo go, Neo's time penalty becomes, well, it's still important, but there will be no DRS. It's all just about making overtakes here and getting those moves. And in theory, if it's as close as it is right now, Neo could still drop all the way down to 5th. And that's not including a possible penalty that he could get from the Legend incident. However, that is being looked at by the stewards after today's race. Anyway, Neo currently in the lead. Lyronic second, TJ third, Flex Marcel fourth, Bazooka Joe fifth. A win here for Neo will put him back in the lead. Well, will put him in the lead of the championship if he's able to get fastest lap. However, a win for Lyronics will keep him in the lead and puts him on 50, possibly 51 points. I mean, I don't know how far Neo wants to slow this grid down, but it's bloody slow. Oh, and there he goes. Oh, Lyronics was fooled there. Can't be as fooled as TJ was though, as he's being pressured really heavily by the Red Bull. Bloody hell, that's a lock-up and a half. TJ trying to keep the inside line here. He's going to have it for this tournament and possibly the next one as well if he's keeping his line at the moment. I mean, everyone is just following on each other. There's not going to be a move here for Flex. Bazooka Joe also part of this fight as well now. Lyronics trying his best to keep up with the German in front. Bloody hell, everyone who survived is German apart from TJ. Insert that meme of the four people and that one white girl. I don't know what I'm supposed to say there. I don't want to be racially offending anyone. The four black guys and the one white girl. Yeah, that is basically what's happening here, and TJ is right in the centre of them as well. Bwah. Somebody make a meme of that and send it to me on Discord or Twitter or wherever. Rising Phoenix out of context. 4 Germans, 1 Brit. Lyronics though, possibly able to use overtake here if he wants. Neo trying his best not to be overtaken by the Red Bull behind. Lyronics the fastest lap, so now he is on 19 points. He will keep the lead of the championship as long as he stays second place. Flex Marcel though, probably going to try and move somewhere on TJ. Bazooka Joe's just chilling. And really what matters is gap to leader. If things stay like this, XL Neo falls not just 1 position, not just 2, but 3. Meaning, if Flex can't get the move on, if Flex can get the move on TJ, it will be a Red Bull, sorry, 1-2. I honestly don't think anything's going to stop XL Neo here from losing these positions unless all 3 of these guys have a crash. I am unsure what the 5-second penalties. They could be added on at the end of the race, or they may have already served them, I'm not sure. The game is never normally clear on that one. But Neo does look like he's clearing the way of Flex Marcel. It's going to be very, very tight here. It's over 3 seconds. Neo wins over the line. And wow. Wow, you can see how tight it was there. I said legend, I meant Neo. Oops. I mean, you just have to look at how tight it was between those four. Bazooka Joe wins driver of the day. I doubt that. I actually think driver of the day had to have been TJ there. But Lyronics getting his second win of the season. TJ getting second place, which is a bloody surprise. And XL Neo third. It's a great day for the Alphas. But wow. The penalties here for some people. Unfortunately, a lot of them actually ended up DNFing. I don't know how you die so much, peoples. But it's a brilliant result today from anyone in Germany. Four of the German drivers, or all four German drivers, have ended up in the top 5. The only non-German is TJ. Also, well on Flex doing a 4-stop and ending up 4th after starting 4th. Like, that just doesn't happen, man. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Peace.